One night, the man was alone inside the house, casually watching videos on his phone when he suddenly heard a soft voice nearby, hoping to finally capture the strange sounds his friends had mentioned. He began recording. Take a look. Instead of whispers, a loud crash shattered the silence. A plate had fallen from the kitchen counter. He brushed it off, assuming a rat had knocked it down. But days later, things escalated. His security system began sending alerts claiming a person detected inside the house. Watch closely.
I'm here doing construction work at my house by myself, and my phone starts going off. I start getting these notifications that a person's been detected in my house. 6 minutes ago, it says someone was here. Look. There's nobody here. Yeah, there's no one here. I don't understand. I noticed yesterday there was people detected too, and so I checked the cameras on yesterday's video. Okay, hold on. Okay, alright. Here, check this out. Look, no one. And then watch this. Look. And then it just disappears. And then I check the second camera in the room and check this out. Look. There's a shadow right there. But there's no person. I don't know what to say.
When he checked the footage, no one was visible, except for a dark shadow briefly forming on the wall before vanishing. The shape appeared to have an unnaturally bent neck. The homeowner can't ignore the possibility that something unexplainable may be lurking inside. In May 2008, a Russian YouTuber named Ilya uploaded a video that would later become one of the internet's earliest viral paranormal clips. At the time, he was living alone in Asia. One quiet evening, strange knocking sounds echoed through his apartment, so he grabbed his camera and started recording. What happened next terrified viewers. Loud bangs shook the room. Objects shifted without anyone touching them, and a toy suddenly slid across the floor on its own. The activity quickly escalated from subtle movements to aggressive chaos. Without warning, a chair was violently thrown across the room as if hurled by invisible hands. After posting the footage, Ilya disappeared from YouTube for nearly a year. When he finally returned, he avoided any mention of the incident and never uploaded paranormal content again. Some believe it was a hoax, Others think it was a real case of poltergeist activity. But whatever truly happened that night clearly frightened him enough to never look back. In March 2025, a woman named Emily Dell uploaded 2 unsettling videos to TikTok after experiencing something she couldn't explain. Late one night, she began hearing strange noises coming from just outside her front door. At first, she assumed it might be an animal scratching or moving around, but the sounds didn't stop, and they didn't sound normal. Grabbing her phone, Emily started recording. Take a look. As she slowly approached the door, a strange, static-like, crackling noise could be heard. Then, faintly, what sounded like a human voice whispered from the other side. The voice seemed to call out, almost as if asking to be let in. Emily hesitated, too afraid to open the door. In a follow-up video, she showed the outside area through a nearby window.
Let me in! And this is why I can't call the cops, because when I go to look, there's no one there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm not opening the door. But there's like no one out there, and like, this is a window. There's no people, but this is a window, and you can't really see out there. It's hard to see. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
There was no one there. No footsteps, no shadows, nothing. The porch was completely empty. Shaken and confused, Emily, one thing is certain: whatever was outside her door that night didn't want to be seen. A girl named Donna once tried to contact a spirit in her house using a Ouija board. After that, for the next 2 or 3 days, some strange activities started happening inside her home. One day, while Donna was sitting in the hall room, she suddenly heard a strange noise. Feeling uneasy, she quickly turned on her phone camera and started recording to see what was going on. And then, take a look.
Just doing a bit of the Ouija board and my key started moving, so I thought I'd just record it. It was just strange. I've had this before with the keys though, nothing new really. They moved just as I was putting the Ouija board on the table. There you go. Told you. And I don't really give a shit what you people think either, because it's happening. Hello? Knock the keys off.
The key that was hanging on the wall began to move on its own. You can clearly see it swinging without anyone touching it. After witnessing this, Donna became extremely scared and immediately threw the Ouija board out of her house. So if something like this happened to you, what would you do? Kyle had been documenting strange activity in his house for years, but recently, things took a darker turn. It started with the sound of children laughing echoing from the attic late at night. Days later, the same giggling came from the basement. Soon, the disturbances seemed to settle in the utility room inside his garage. That's when the chaos began. Take a look.
What the hell? Oh shit. It's a... That was up there. So was this. I mean, there's no animal in here. I'm scared out of my mind. I was in the kitchen. I just started hearing the craziest commotion out here in the garage, and this is the result. There's no raccoon in here or anything. I mean, there's nothing that could have done this.
Loud bangs would shake the walls. The lights flickered without warning, and every time the noise suddenly stopped, Kyle felt compelled to check. Boxes thrown across the floor, tools knocked off shelves, heavy objects moved from high places where no animal could realistically reach. What disturbed him most wasn't just the destruction, it was the timing. The activity only happened when he wasn't looking. Never showed itself.
Güey, ese es el velador de...
Es el velador, ¿no? Velador. ¡Ey! Velador.
Aguanta, espérate, ey. Shh, no te muevas. No mames, no te muevas de ahí. Güey.
A man decided to explore an abandoned Disney-themed park in Veracruz, Mexico. A place surrounded by eerie rumors, especially about the Snow White statue said to watch people who enter. While recording the decaying rides and broken pathways, he spotted what looked like a security guard standing far away. Curious, he zoomed in and froze.
¿Velador?
Ese no es el velador, güey.
Güey, no es el velador.
No. No, aguanta. Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey. Ese no es el velador. No digas perras mamadas, güey. Perdón. Ay, se me cayó algo, güey. ¿Qué se me cayó? A la verga. Sentí que se me cayó mi cartera, pero no. ¡Hola!
It wasn't a guard at all. His camera captured the Snow White statue subtly shifting its head, almost as if it were turning to look at him. Thinking it had to be a prank, he ran to the exact spot. But when he reached the statue, no one else was around.
Mire. No digas mamadas, güey.
Yo la vi moverse.
No, Dios. No. No, güey, no mames.
¿Qué fue eso, güey?
No sé.
No mames, güey. No mames.
¿Crees que haya sido ella?
Güey, nos estaba metiendo más adentro del reino más. Dicen que hay que...
Güey, es que era el vestido también así, güey.
¿Verdad?
Amarillo.
Tú te saqué el velador, te lo juro, hermano.
Yo también, güey.
¿Cómo que me detuviste?
No, güey, no era el velador, mira. Blancanieves.
Blancanieves.
Ay, güey, dime que no era cierto, güey. No mames, güey. Miren. Pero es que, güey, no creo que haya sido ella, güey, mira. Porque no se puede ni sostener esto, güey. Mira, y aparte está muy rompido todo.
The statue stood motionless. And if you look carefully, the eyes of the statue seemed to change slightly in motion, though something about its posture felt different from what he saw on camera. Locals claim strange things always happen near that statue. Voices at night, moving shadows, and the feeling of being watched. Was it a ghost? A spirit? Or something far darker? At just 13 years old, Callum was convinced something strange was living inside his family's home. For months, he had noticed cold spots, faint shadows moving along the walls, and the constant feeling that someone was watching him. Callum decided to record a video one evening. Holding his phone steady, he nervously called out, asking any spirit present to move something in the room.
Hi everyone, it's Callum Gamer here, and I'm here today for a video. I was gonna film me right now. I changed my mind. I was gonna film some weird shit in the bathroom, but it all stopped, so that's boring. Yeah, so I'm gonna this is gonna sound stupid, but I'm gonna pretend to contact the spirits. Hello, is there anybody there? There's somebody here. Can you move an object in the room, please? This isn't gonna work. There's somebody there. Can you please move an object in the room? Nothing's moved so far. I'll try one more time. If there's somebody there, can you please move it? What the f? What the f? What the f? What the f?
Then suddenly, a book, resting on the counter, slowly slid forward and dropped to the floor. There was no one near it. No open windows, no visible cause. Callum froze in shock but kept recording. The next morning, he showed the footage to his parents. This time, they couldn't laugh it off. Now the family is searching for answers, and Callum keeps his camera close, waiting for whatever moved that book to reveal itself again. Kays was heading downstairs to visit a nearby shop when something terrifying happened.
Leave me alone!
As she reached the door, the hood of her jacket was violently yanked back, pulling her to the floor. Shocked, she removed the jacket and stepped away, trying to see what had grabbed her. Suddenly, a tall, dark shadow figure emerged from around the corner, so huge it had to duck under the doorway. Panicking, Kays ran into the kitchen and yelled at it to leave, but the entity charged toward her instead. She fled into the bathroom and locked herself in as her dogs barked wildly outside. So what do you think about this? Could it be a ghost, a djinn, or something demonic? Last year, a woman named Jenna Snow shared a series of eerie TikTok videos from the hotel where she works. In the clips, she records security monitor footage that appears to show a shadowy, translucent figure moving through different areas of the building. Late at night, take a look.
Oh. So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road. Do you really think they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
They dug up the bodies and what?
At first, it looks like a trick of the light, but the figure shows up more than once, and in different locations. What makes it even stranger is the conversation between Jenna and her boss. He suggests that it may not be the hotel itself that's haunted, but the land around it. According to him, the property sits near an old road connected to a graveyard, and there were rumors that bodies had once been moved during construction. The apparition seems to drift calmly through hallways and even pause in certain spots, almost as if aware of its surroundings. Some believe it's a lingering spirit tied to the land's past, while others argue it could be a camera glitch. Whatever it is, the footage leaves behind more questions than answers. A man in Mexico purchased a strange-looking handmade doll from a street vendor, assuming it was just an interesting collectible. But from the moment he brought it home, unsettling events began to unfold. One night while working on his computer, he heard slow, deliberate knocks in the hallway, followed by faint whispers that seemed to drift through the darkness.
Estoy trabajando. Disculpen el reguero. Ahí están mis perritos durmiendo. Son las 5:23 de la mañana. Estoy trabajando. Y de... Cinco veintitrés de la mañana, 5:24 ya, para los que dicen que... Para los que dicen que ocurre nada más a las 3 de la mañana, no. Son las 5 ya de la mañana. Con 24 minutos. Ahí están mis perritos. Están durmiendo. Y lo curioso es... Alexa, luz del cuarto blanco frío.
Muy bien.
Están escuchando. Escuchen. Son susurros. Y no hay nadie, no. Siempre los muestro que no hay nadie para que luego no digan, no, es que eso, qué sé yo, de tus amigos, de tus familiares o lo que sea. No hay absolutamente nadie.
He searched the entire house, but found nothing. The activity grew worse. A few nights later, a distorted, agonizing scream echoed from somewhere inside the house. As he cautiously walked through each room, everything remained still and silent. Just as he approached his bedroom again, a violent bang shook his door and heavy footsteps rushed toward him from the shadows.
Son las 3:43 de la mañana y justo... Otra vez. Luego empiezo a sentir adrenalina. Por eso respiro así. Encendí la linterna. No hay nadie. Todo está totalmente cerrado. No entiendo qué...
¿Qué más?
Para los que me dicen que me vaya de la casa. Manchen. Es bien fácil decirlo.
Terrified, he slammed the door shut and stayed inside. Then came the most horrifying moment of all. While filming for his online viewers, he caught something on camera. An eerie, charred-looking figure with glowing eyes peeking from around a corner. Its burned skin and hollow gaze made his blood run cold. Before he could react, the figure vanished completely. Shaken, the man tried to track down the vendor who sold him the doll. But he had disappeared without a trace. Now he's left wondering, did he bring home a cursed object or something far more sinister?
If you